Hey guys, this is my third video. This is my brother Sam, and today we're going to do something a little different. I'm not going to talk any philosophy or any of my ideas. We're just going to talk about video games that we're excited about. So, what are you excited about?
Ultimate Alliance probably is my top one because that's this month. I'm looking forward to that a lot. We had a lot of good times with the first two back
Yeah.
when they came out, and the X-Men Legends series before that. There's a lot of good stuff coming this year. September is packed with a bunch of stuff that I don't actually care about.
What's happening in September?
Like everything, apparently. Everyone's excited about Borderlands 3, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
recognize as a good game. I never played a lot of Borderlands 2, and I don't feel like I have time for Borderlands in my schedule.
That's fair.
But Destiny Shadowkeep also comes out in September, the next expansion.
Oh, that's sooner than I thought. I thought that was a next year thing.
No, it's September,
Nice.
so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I get so specific with the things I like that I just focus on like 3 games, and then before I know it, there's like 5 new games out that I'm like oblivious to.
Yeah. Well, there's a new game coming out like every day. It feels like.
There's a lot of good stuff these days, especially
Yeah.
with more and more indie studios popping up.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Ultimate Alliance. That's my number one right now, partially because it's so soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Marvel. It looks like they're doing. It's the ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
It looks so badass.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm looking forward to that game I can never remember the name of.
Oh, from the Remnant.
Yeah,
Remnant from the Ashes.
It looks
Remnant from
like
the
yeah. If you
Ashes.
guys haven't heard of that one, it's basically like a Dark Souls meets Destiny game. So it's a shared world game, but it's more like it seems like it plays like Dark Souls, but with
Lots of dive rolling,
yeah,
melee
dive rolling,
combat,
melee,
but also guns.
lots of guns. The guns look cool. They're like heavy. They're like World War II style guns.
Yeah, that game 100% understands my aesthetic
Yeah.
with the whole
like your Victorian steampunk.
yeah, like there's melee weapons, but then all the ranged weapons are that very like
Yeah.
it's not like some super futury sci-fi laser gun. It's like a rifle that takes its time firing. And some of them are like automatic, but like you said, they're
Yeah.
heavy, so they've got that kick. Or even like when you play like the World War II Call of Duties, those kind of SMGs with that really metallic
Yeah.
sound to them. I love that.
I'm excited for the setting. It definitely seems like a game that is an intersection between what your favorite kind of genres and mine, because I love that MMO secret world.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same kind of thing. It's like the modern era, but with fantasy stuff. But it's also got that post-apocalypse thing, and because of the fantasy, it looks like people have taken their post-apocalypse world and made it sort of fantasy-like. So
Yeah.
it has that heavy Victorian World War II kind of steampunk feel.
What I'm excited for, the way it works is I don't know everything about the story, but there's like a lot of interdimensionality kind of at play. It feels like.
Yeah.
And so each level is a randomly generated locale, but because you go through these portals, they take you to different biomes and stuff like that. And so I'm excited for the random generatedness will give a lot of replayability, but also just the notion that there are so many distinct biomes will
For
make
sure.
it exciting. You know, it's different than just running down the same kind of hall. You know,
Yeah,
or
like
just,
early Warframe.
yeah,
There's just all
or
different
even
spaceships.
Bloodborne is one of my favorite games of all time. But that entire game, well, there's the forest and there's a lot
I
of
get what you're saying, though.
diversity.
Everything's
but
just
it's all like
cobbled
this.
streets
It's
and-
within this like city
Yeah.
and the outskirts of that city.
Yeah, it's
Whereas like
definitely
this one has
contained.
you go through a portal to a desert or you go through a portal to a jungle.
Yeah.
And those are very distinct.
I'm
And I think
hoping-
that's really cool.
I'm hoping in that sense that they take some notes from Destiny and they give like narrative context to the repetition in the random generation of it. Like in Destiny, how they established the idea of infinite realities, so there's sort of some justification to you repeating activities because
Yeah.
it's just a different instance of the same thing happening. And because this game seems like it's going to have those portals in different realities, I hope they do that too. So
Yeah.
it's like, even if you go to something that's called the same location, because the way the game works, it's a randomly generated level, you can just justify it with like, well, this is that same place in a different reality, that's why it's configured different.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I wish Destiny 2 would lean a little heavier into that.
Yeah.
Because it makes so much sense with the gameplay loop, and we talk about all the time how we like it when gameplay mechanics are justified by the gameplay lore.
Yeah.
And-
Destiny's still the only game that has like satisfying death because it's like actually a key part of the lore.
But like the way they have like grimoire cards and certain items allude to the fact that there are other realities, and then of course you have the Vex, which are across multiple times and spaces and realities.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of their whole thing. And you definitely, I mean, way back in Destiny 1, Vault of Glass, you had to go between realities to fight Atheon. I think it's
Oh,
Atheon.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like time travel and Robot God.
Yeah. And so they do have it, but yeah, I think it would be cool if they kind of leaned into it a little bit more.
That'd be
And
pretty
just
cool.
like, yeah, this strike that you've done 100 times, you have, this is a different one because you're in another dimension.
Yeah. No, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I think I misspoke. The Souls games have good death mechanics too, because those are lower context.
Yes.
Like in Bloodborne, you're in the dream, and in the Dark Souls games, you go to like a soul realm.
Yeah.
What are you excited for in the long term? Like no release dates or just something that's out there that you're like hoping to see soon?
I just played through Spider-Man. I know I was late to the game on that one, but I played my cards right because I knew it was a single player experience and I didn't have to, I want to get left behind if I waited, and so I waited for a sale. And it was great. And just, I don't know for a fact, but I think it's safe to assume because of the success of that Insomniac will make another one. And that
Probably.
game is just so good. So I'm excited for a lot of like unknown quantities.
Yeah.
I want to see more of the Avengers game that they showed at E3 that was kind of awful, because I'm still cautiously optimistic about it.
Yeah. I mean, the developers seem confident about it. Like,
Yeah.
they've taken a firm stance. They're like, we're not going to change the character designs. We're
Yeah.
like, we like what we're doing. And they actually mentioned Spider-Man. They're like, we saw kind of the standard that game set, and we're hoping to at least get that level of quality and feedback when we release. So
Yeah.
I hope so. It's just kind of weird that they went with like the style. It just definitely looks like off-brand Marvel Universe.
Well, I was thinking about that though, and I think that was a terrible idea. First of all, because
Yeah.
a lot of people were like, "Well, what are they going to do differently? Do what Ultimate Alliance is doing, like lean."
Yeah, just go more comics.
You can't take a middle ground. Like,
Yeah.
Either lean more realistic, which I don't recommend, but like the original X-Men movies where they all have like the
Yeah.
leather costumes, or lean the opposite way back into the comic books. Like, don't take something that's almost the movie. But anyway,
Yeah. Or just go in a totally different direction with it.
yeah. But one of the things about that game though is the fact that I believe there's supposed to be loot. I believe it's kind of a loot
Yeah.
game.
My understanding
So
is
just
it is like
just
Destiny.
because Captain America has his like hockey pads on or whatever that
Yeah.
people hate, doesn't mean that that's what your Captain America will look like the entire game.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of gear and you can change your costume around.
Yeah, so I think that'll be good. But like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic about that. Play a lot of PlayStation, so
Yeah.
because that's my console. So I'm excited to see the two big ones that don't have any release dates yet are The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. And
Oh, that doesn't have a release date yet?
no.
Interesting.
Hopefully before PlayStation 5 comes out.
Yeah.
And I loved the first Last of Us, and I'm sure I will love the next one. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. I'm a little burnt out on like super dark and depressing things that like look at how terrible
Yeah.
man is, because we get it.
Yeah. I'm kind of over melodrama in general. Like, and I love Naughty Dog. Obviously, they're a ridiculously talented studio, but I feel like their storytelling doesn't complement the gameplay as well. Like in The Last of Us, it's a little better, and then in Uncharted, what was the last one? 4 or 5? 4. Like, I really thought that they would address how Nathan Drake's a mass murderer.
Yeah, but they're like, no, it's okay
like, no, he's a
because
hero.
they were bad guys. Someone said to me one time, they're like, well, it's like the Indiana Jones thing. We're like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, but they're Nazis.
Yeah.
Not that like killing people is okay, and like we can talk about
Yeah.
brainwashing a whole people, but like Nazis are Nazis, and
Yeah.
like we kind of
In
like
Uncharted, they're just
glaze
like
over-
mercenaries.
They're just mercenaries. Like,
They're just soldiers.
I'm paid to be here, and I'm supposed to get this treasure before you. Oh no, you shot me in the face.
Yeah, or you just sneak around a room breaking everyone's neck.
Yeah.
And then making like funny quips about it.
I'll take the non-lethal approach and sneak. Oh, I just snapped his neck. Nathan, I gotta be honest. I thought you were gonna choke that guy out.
That was
That was
dark.
it's kind of disgusting.
It got darker when you made a joke.
you think you were making it better? You made it worse.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Ghost of Tsushima though.
That's the Sucker Punch Samurai one.
Yeah, was
That'll be interesting.
had a beautiful E3 showing back when they showed it not obviously this E3 because Sony wasn't there, but I think it was last E3.
Yeah, the last one. It looked decent. I mean, it looked
And-
tight.
I can't think of a Sucker Punch game that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't
They
know
always
everything
feel
they've
good.
ever done, but I loved the Infamous games. I never got super hard into Sly Cooper, but I know that they have a really big following, and I had a lot of fun.
I played a
with
little
a
bit of them, and they played well.
Yeah,
Like,
so
they felt good.
I anticipate this one being really good.
Yeah. I'm still all about Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yes.
Like, that seems like it'll be the ultimate game. Just space pirates, animal hybrids.
With
multiple
multiplayer,
planets. Yeah, multiplayer.
it's like Assassin's Creed Odyssey on a bigger scale with friends.
Yeah, and total control over your destiny and character. Like you can be a hippo man who delivers pizzas most of the time and then engages in like deep space battles. That could be your whole game if you want.
Yeah.
Which I love. So I'm hoping they release a window at least. Like they say it's coming next year. That would make me happy. Or
Yeah.
just some window.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think those are all big thoughts. I know I've got like 2 followers right now, but
All 2 of you, let us know what you think.
let us know what you think. If anybody has any ideas or if we missed anything that you're excited about, let us know.
Tell your friends.
Thank you. Follow me on social media, Ben the Evil Clown, Twitter, Instagram. I'll put a link in the description. Do you have anything you want to plug?
I mean, I have an Instagram, Sam the Dapper.
Don't look
I
at
don't.
it.
I don't think. Well, you can look at it by all means. I just
No,
haven't.
but you don't look at it?
Oh yeah, no, I don't look at it. And I haven't posted for like 6 months.
Do you have any projects that you keep up on?
Nope.
All right, well then
Nope, I'm doing my own thing.
just follow me. Ignore Sam.
Ignore me.
All right, next video, guys. Bye.